what he says. Today, we practice letting go all thought of values we have given to the world. Isn't that fun? Will you join me in that? I have fun doing that. I have never had so much fun, and for years of all I'm practicing every day is not valuing the things of this world. We leave it free of purposes we gave its aspects and its phases and its dreams. Too bad, ego. I don't value you or the world anymore. I'm not going to let this veil block me from knowing who I am. It's too important for me to know thyself. It's too important for me to remember that I'm the Christ, to be tinkering around with make-believe issues and make-believe problems of time and space. I'm not doing it anymore. We hold it purposeless within our minds. We hold it. That's the values of the world. We hold the world purposeless in our mind. Who but Jesus Christ is going to tell you to hold the world as purposeless in your mind? Only Jesus would come up with something like that. If you had a professor or a parent or a family member to say, hold the purposelessness of the world in your mind, you'd probably think, that's crazy. Where did you come from? But not from Jesus. We can see this. We hold it purposeless within our minds and loosen it from all we wish it were. Whoops, goodbye fantasies. There they go. Thus do we lift the chains that bar the truth to freedom from the world and go beyond all little values and diminished goals. And then here he comes with the hush of heaven behind his words. Peace, and be still a little while, and see how far you rise above the world when you release your mind from chains and let it seek the level where it finds itself at home. It will be grateful to be free a little while. It knows where it belongs. But free its wings, and it will fly in sureness and in joy to join its holy purpose. Let it rest in its creator. Wow, that's like mind-blowing. And here's one more thing I would add. This is from a couple lessons later. All things are valuable or valueless, worthy or not of being sought at all, entirely desirable or not worth the slightest effort to obtain. He's teaching us, remember we started off with the unholy instant, the problem, the private thoughts. Do I want the problem or do I want the answer? Do I want the problem or do I want the answer? Teach only love, for that is what you are. It's the simplest song you ever heard. It's even simpler than row, row, row your boat. Do I want the problem or do I want the answer? And then he's telling us how to get the answer. He's telling us in here how to reach the holy instant. He says choosing is easy because of this, because he's saying there's no debate about what's valuable or valueless. It's very, very simple. Truth is extremely super simple. The truth is true and only the truth is true, and that's the only thing that's valuable. The eternal is valuable. The temporary is valueless. The eternal was created by God. The temporary was projected from the ego. That's why the eternal is valuable and the temporary is valueless. Choosing is easy because of this. We don't have to keep buying into this idea in our mind that, I can't discern between the Holy Spirit and the ego. That is not the truth. I know that you can tell the difference between the Holy Spirit and the ego. I have absolute faith and trust and confidence that you can tell the difference between the Holy Spirit and the ego. Don't let the ego try to fool you and say, oh no, you're too confused, you'll never know the way. That's just this doubt thought chattering in your mind. Because he tells us choosing is easy because of this. Complexity is nothing but a screen of smoke which hides the very simple fact that no decision can be difficult. What is the gain to you in learning this? It is far more than merely letting you make choices easily and without pain. Heaven itself is reached with empty hands and open minds, which come with nothing to find everything and claim it as their own. Heaven itself is a decision, and it has to be the easiest decision that you'll ever make. Because why? Because it's a decision that you finally make an alignment and say, oh my gosh, it's always been about the truth. It's always been about embracing the truth. Love is the truth. It's always been about embracing love, self-love, love for everything, everyone, love of God. All of that is really what this is about. And it has to be actually easy to choose this. This obscure veil of time and space, this mesmerism, this hypnotism of time and space, it can't really block us from remembering who we are. It doesn't have the power. If God created you and who you are is the truth, then illusions cannot succeed in blinding you from the truth. So in the end, you must humbly accept that you are the light of the world. That's the most humble admission that you could ever come to. I am the light of the world, for such is the truth. Such is the truth. And you have no idea what a joy I feel when I see all your faces lighting up from all over the world. This is not a small group. I mean, I look at where you're all from, and I just read down the list from all parts of the world. This is the appointed time to go for the remembrance of who you truly are, and to actually just trust that everything that you seem to need to experience yourself as you truly are will be given to you in your perception. If you need mind-expanding experiences like we saw in Contact, you'll get them. If you need to watch a rerun of some Oprah Winfrey shows and cry along with Oprah, like I did, then you'll cry along with Oprah. If you need to read a book, if you need to hear a song, if you need to see some movies or some movie clips, whatever you need in your perception to help you wake up to who you are will be given you easily and effortlessly. Because why? Because you're worth it, because you're important, because you're ultimately the one. And how can the one not know itself? I mean, that's impossible for the one not to know itself. So instead of fighting against love, you're just going to surrender and give in to the inevitable and say, okay, I guess I'm the light of the world. I guess in the end, that's what it comes down to. And I'm just going to have to accept it. I'm not going to keep fighting against this. I can't fight this feeling anymore. I've forgotten what I've started fighting for. It's time to bring this ship into the shore and throw away the oars forever. Dun, dun. Good old REO. Come on, REO's broadcasting the awakening. REO Speedwagon for God. And you will not fight it. You will not resist this. This is too strong. And I'm telling you, this is going to be a great weekend because, I've seen the clips that Jason is lining up. Woo! those couple contact clips were just the tiniest beginning of what you're going to see. We are collecting some of the most mind-expanding clips that we can come up with, so we can all share and watch these mind-expanding clips together. Why? So we can feel the mind expansion, experience it. We're not into a theology. We're into an actual joyful experience of this expansiveness. There's no stopping you. There's absolutely no stopping you. Your life, even your perceptual experiences in this world can take off in a whole new direction. You don't have to look back at the graph of how you got to be here in this moment. You just have to be willing to let go of trying to control the script so that the Spirit can use you for communication, for extension, for being the light of the world and shining your light to everything and everyone. And I'm with you with that. I back you. I support you. I'm here for you 100% in being the light of the world. So please have a good break until we have our next session. And I actually do have questions that you did write in, and I've got them. And I think some of you are bringing up some specific situations again, and some of you are, I think, Esther, you were asking about rules for decision, and I mean, practical things. Rich, yeah, I know. Rich wrote to me about his car being stolen, and he remembered that parable of when my car was stolen back in 1992 and how everything just flowed into me effortlessly. And so he's asking about that. And Laura Barreto down there, I mean, calling out, just praying. I mean, I've got your questions here. So tomorrow we will pick these up, and we'll be very practical. We're going to practically go into the Holy Instant from where your experiences are, and try to drop deep into that instant as fast and as in the most direct way as possible. So we did it.
Thank you for listening to this edition of Awakening to True Happiness with modern-day mystic David Hoffmeister. You can access more of David's teachings by visiting his website at davidhoffmeister.com. Tune in to David again next week on Evolutionary Voices for the Quantum Age, heard Monday through Friday at 8 a.m. and 8 p.m. Eastern on the Dream Vision 7 radio network.